Hello everyone, my name is Vent, your coach of the Roma Rotoms, and welcome back to another episode of the PSN League Season 6. Today, we're going to take on the Dallas Cobalions, coached by Tourman. Let's see how it goes. Heading into the battle here, he does bring the Coco and Raichu core. I was kind of surprised that he didn't bring my Lodic, but that's kind of cool, I guess. He does bring all of his tier A picks, which kind of scares me a little bit, but I felt confident in my counters, and I played this the best I could. So, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. The battle begins here as I lead with my Raikou and he leads a Rockwanid. I'm expecting him to Sticky Web here, so I Calm Mind in his face, which was a misplay on my part. I probably should have subbed there, but instead I decide to sub here, which is no matter. That Dazzling Gleam does get a crit and fade my sub though, which does matter. Does end up mattering at the end of the day. Which is pretty unfortunate. A temporary setback though. Hopefully we can make a comeback. Then he reveals to be Z Electric and knocks out my Raikou, which is very unfortunate. I bring out my Heatran in response, and he Volt Switches and gets another crit, which really sucks for me now, because it kind of fucks up my strategy with the speed boost from Flame Charge, and it that crit really sucked there. I think that crit was the thing that decided the battle, but whatever. Well, he goes into a Rockwanid here in response to the Volt Switch, and I end up using Flame Charge on that and getting my speed boost. Now I switch into Manaphy, thinking I can take a liquidation, but no, it does just above half of my health, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck do I do? So I really have not. So now that I know that this thing does half of my Manaphy's health with a liquidation, I know that I really don't have any switch-ins to this thing, which is very, very, very bad for me. Like I said, this matchup for me was kind of bad because I really had no mons that could stand up to this thing. Leech Life, O-Code my Shaman. It was really, really bad. He liquidations me, just doesn't kill me, but I reveal my Shadow Ball here, and it does less than half of his health, negative damage, and kills my Manaphy. So I go into my Clefable, and then he switches to Jirachi on my counter, which sucks, because now I reveal counter. Now I go into Gligar and click Earthquake. No, I click Toxic here, but now something else dies, because a Rockwanid's just too strong. So I decide to sack off my Heatran this turn, and then go back into my Clefable. Now, expecting the counter here, I double into my Gligar. So he does go into Jirachi as planned and sets up Wish. So I get my rocks up here. He body slams me. Unfortunately, he does get the para though. But I Earthquake him and do more than half of his health. So now I know it's a roll to do 50 at max. And here is where things started going downhill for me. The Wish and the Earthquake leaves him at 16, but he does reveal the Protect, meaning that he could stay in and potentially whittle this thing down and win one-on-one. Now, he proceeds to Wish Protect stall me for a couple of turns here, but then he decides to go out into Superior. And I do have a switch into this, which is I'm surprised I didn't go Regice here, but he does go for the Substitute. Also Substitute and reveal Subseed, and then I click Moonblast on him, expecting him not to be Subseed, but he was Subseed. On another sub here, I do click the Moonblast and break it instantly, though he does have more HP to make another one, and he's healing more than he's taking damage from the sub. So he does end up going to Jirachi here as I switch into my Regice. And I end up T-waving the Jirachi. So I go back into my Gligar to wall the Jirachi. Handy dandy Gligar. I'm gonna wish. He uses wish as I click Earthquake, and he switches into a Rock Wind to heal that up. As I get paralyzed, not as if my Earthquake did that much damage anyway, but I decide to sack Gligar off here because I really have no switch-ins to a Liquidation. As I go out into my Regice, click Signal Beam, hope for the confusion, but I don't get it. He goes now into Charizard here, and I click Signal Beam, hoping for another confusion, which I don't get, and he reveals to be Earthquake, and kills my Regice. Now I switch on to my Clefable. Now more Wish Stall happens as he gets paralyzed. Hold on, let me go back here. He gets paralyzed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row. 6? No. He Iron Heads my Clefable as I clicked counter there, but I flinched, so I couldn't move. I click Protect just so I could get some health back, but he ends up getting parried. Now, I believe I click Moonlight here. Yes, I do. He goes on to Superior here, though, and will end up Leech Seeding my Clefable, or setting up a sub first and then Leech Seeding, as I get paralyzed, so I can't do any extra damage to it with Moonblast, which is very unfortunate. Not that it would have mattered anyway, or killed, but whatever. Still happened. Now he goes on to Jirachi. Iron Heads, and I do hit off the counter here, but it is not enough to make it a 5-0 rather than a 6-0. And now I just lose one-on-one here. So, good game, Tourman. Things went out pretty unfortunate for me, and starting off the season with a 6-0 is not the way I wanted to go, but it's Pokemon, it's the game we play. I can grow up from this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode where I team build for the Cakeling, coach of the Minneapolis Magnetons. See you guys then.